Coach Brenda Kirkpatrick and senior guard Sonora. Coach Mock, your opening statement.
Sure. Well, before we approach this game, obviously Tennessee's very good, talented. They're big, they're athletic. They've got a lot, multiple scoring weapons, and they're shooting the ball particularly well. I mean, they did tonight. And I think with all of those things, in addition to Holly adding some full court pressure and speeding people up and turning people over, they're going to be real good. I do think that they deserve the number 12 ranking. And so for us, coming into this game, we had a lot of smaller goals, quarter goals, within the game. And one was to turn it over less than 4 times in the quarter, keep the spread at about 6 or 7 points, hold Tennessee to 38% of their misses. We did not do that, obviously. Take a charge, and obviously we did a nice job taking charges. And then also don't let them get an offensive rebound on the free throw line, and I think we gave up a couple of those, not 4. So that was what our focus was, is to try to shorten the game. I think we did a great job of that in the 3rd and 4th quarters. We didn't do a great job of boxing out in the first half, and we missed our open shots. I probably was a little more conservative with our offensive rebounding because they have such a great transition game. I mean, they're out and in. If you watched them against PC or Carson Newman, they were out and in quick. And so we sent 3 back, essentially. We changed that a bit in the second half. We had to send people to the glass. We were going to have to get second shots, so we got a little feistier there. That was probably on me. We should have been a little bit more aggressive to the O boards in the first half like they were. But again, they're a great transition offensive team. So all in all, I think it made us better. I think we got better just preparing to play Tennessee in the 3 practices that we had. And I think we're better for playing this game. Sometimes you go into it and think you might regret scheduling a team like this. I don't regret it at all. It was an honor to play here. I grew up about an hour and a half from here in Waynesville, North Carolina. Followed the Vols. And have tremendous respect, coached at Florida. And so coming back here, it's a great opportunity for our girls to play the most storied program in college women's basketball. So thank you.
Coach, 2 questions. One, how did this game come about? And number 2, that game was threatening to get away from you guys at halftime. Just how did you guys flip the switch, especially the energy switch, so much after halftime?
Sure. Well, the game came about because Holly and I have a friendship, and she's friends with one of my assistant coaches, Honey Brown. Honey Brown's a Tennessee gal and grew up coming to Tennessee camp and went to high school around here. So we have a relationship there, and Tennessee has actually come and used Kimmel Arena in Asheville for their close scrimmages for the past 2 years. So there's a relationship there. So we just started talking about a game. And then obviously this was a guarantee game for us. And we like, getting paid well, and she worked a good deal with us. So that's the first question. The second question is in the halftime, that might be a better question for Sonora, but we got after it a little bit. I was not happy, and they were disappointed as well because there were some controllables that we didn't control. There's some things against a team like that. They're more athletic than us. They're more talented than us. But there still are things you can control against a team like that, and we weren't doing it. And so we needed to consistently battle and fight. We needed to wipe the score off. We knew it'd be difficult to come back, but it wasn't about winning at that point. It was about getting better and doing what we know we can do, playing better against a good team. So that was the halftime adjustment, and we adjusted some strategic things as well. Obviously went a little bit more zone and things like that.
For Sonora, in your perspective, what was the difference in the first half or second half? Is it a case where you kind of had to adjust to the atmosphere, the environment of playing Tennessee, or what do you think caused y'all to play so much better in the second half than the first?
Not so much adjusting, because we've been under the spotlight before. We played USC and Kentucky. I think the biggest thing was we weren't being intentional about the things that we could control. I think we thought we were kind of boxing out when really we weren't. And we weren't in the gap. We weren't willing to take the charge. So when Coach Mott came in there and talked to us about it, we really said, okay, this half, wiping the score off, and the only way we're going to win possessions is by focusing on the little things. So being strong on the box out, willing to get in there and take a charge, and then just keeping the energy. Like, it wasn't about, like Coach Monk said, it wasn't about winning at this point anymore. It was about getting better. And I think that we came together and said, let's go like for each other. If anything else, let's play for each other, play hard. And I think we had a lot of fun in the second half. Of course, you always want to come out with a win, but I think we did get better.
Coach, you mentioned going to more zone in the second half. In the third quarter, did it look to you like you they were struggling against it a little bit? It looked like it might have had a ripple effect of taking away some of their energy as well.
I think that had something to do with it. Now, obviously, they did hit some threes. Not all of those were against our zone. But coming into the game, we actually were going to go man on misses and play a little zone on makes. I just didn't like we didn't score in the first half, so we couldn't get into our zone. And so that had something to do with it. But we had planned on zoning them. But again, I think the thing about zoning Tennessee is that you're going to have to box them out. Even if they are not hitting their shots, they are so aggressive to the glass. They are not lazy on the glass. And so you're going to have to worry about that. You might get them to take a lower percentage shot, but then keeping them off the glass is the worry. I will say, I think the other thing that made a difference is I'm gonna compliment our kids. I thought we did a good job in our press breaks. And when you're Tennessee and you're continuing to stay in that press break and keep the tempo up, but you're not getting any fruit from that, and you're not getting easy buckets, but you're still expending all of that energy, that wears on you. And they're great players, but that kind of tempo is going to wear on you, in particular when you're not getting juice from that easy steal and layup that they've been getting against, some of the earlier opponents. So I think that probably had something to do with the lull there. Because I thought our kids we turned the ball over 20 times, but I thought we did a pretty good job of breaking the press.
I'll ask one question. Your biggest thing in the second half was really second chance points, or in the first half was second chance points. Only held it to 6 in the second half. That's pretty impressive, going from 20 or 21 and only holding it to 6 in the second half. Sonora, can you talk about maybe the energy, maybe the different vibe at halftime that led to that second chance points and minimizing that?
Yeah, like I said before, just really focusing on the small things and being intentional. Like, not just, we have a habit sometimes of turning and looking. So actually going and putting a body on someone and pushing back. But then I think a lot of that might have played into they were hitting a little bit more in the second half, so we didn't have to box out as much. But even still going forward, that's a big focus with us, is boxing out. Like, not just putting a body, but like pushing back, where they're not even in range to get the ball.
One last question for Sonora. Can you just talk about playing here? I know you're a senior, it's your last year. Just being able to come to Knoxville, you mentioned Kentucky, USC. Was it special to come here and play where Pat Summitt coached?
Oh, most definitely. Growing up, I loved watching Tennessee play. So it was an honor to play here and be in front of the crowd. But even just to say how well we did fight against them, I think is a good thing. I think coming to games like this, you may feel at times like, oh, they're bigger or they're stronger. But I think that didn't faze us any. I think we went out there and we fought. And like Coach Monk said, let Tennessee know that who they played, not just, we played some team, but letting them know that they played UNC Asheville, and I think we did that tonight. I think we got frustrated them a little bit, but they're a great team. So just being able to play against that competition will get us ready for who we're playing against out.
Any other questions?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Safe trip home.
Thank you.